opposed to, sorry, if I could just continue, as opposed to the possibility of doing it in stages, or phasing in, just doing one quart at a time. I know that's not ideal necessarily, but if there's a demand, obviously the demand is falling away, but there's a big demand in Port Franks, which leads me to believe that there would be a demand if it was a decent port. And
I guess we're hoping that we can accommodate that demand through White Park. And really, when we looked at the budget, we kept in mind that by now putting in those master plan projects, the rec capital plan is, there's a lot of money here now, and we just felt that we would continue following what the master plan asked for, so that we could make sure that we keep our costs in check and not spend extra.
I think it's important to keep the courts that are in Port Franks easier to maintain them now than it is to get them to go to that next level.
Yeah, White Park is absolutely vital that we keep that up and it doesn't go any further state of disrepair, because it's been there a while. It's tragic really what's going on with the SE Dodge courts, but they are being used, but I don't know if they're being used to the price of $100,000, if you know what I'm saying, if it's worth that. It would be nice to be able to do something with them, or at least figure out how many people are using them, or talk to the hotel.
I agree.
The hotel's next door there and the whole bit, but
Janet made a good point, we don't own them. LC Dodge.
well, we bought them, or the town bought them and donated them to the.
But we don't own the land. It's on the
No, we don't own the land, no,
It's on
but it's
conservation.
conservation area. So can we just demolish stuff, that's it?
Well, I guess demolish or just let go into a state of disrepair.
Which
is
mission
not
accomplished,
appropriate.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
that's a shame.
it shows
Okay.
Perhaps we
responsibility.
could ask St. Clair to,
Do something.
That's what I was just gonna suggest. I know St. Clair just passed their budget, but I think we bring it to St. Clair's attention in the interim, maybe put a sign up that says use it on risk. So that some kid trips over a puddle, we don't get sued.
Actually, that's actually a good idea, because I know they spend a significant amount of money on their trailer parks, right? And there's several of them, but we don't have one within our jurisdiction. Well, we have Rock. Well, so they're not spending as much in Lantern Shores for their recreation facilities, so there's possibility. Maybe
You're the
should we,
representative.
but we should have staff perhaps write a letter asking whether they'd be willing to make it capital project priority in the 2014 budget, and then work together with them on that.
we'll let you bring that up.
I have no problem, but it'd be good to have a letter in the agenda
Should we make a motion?
for discussion purposes.
Councillor Russell.
I'll make a motion to get a staff report to support that suggestion by the Deputy Mayor for the 2014 St. Clair budget.
I'll second that.
Okay, if that's time. The staff report dealing with the tennis courts for the St. Clair, how they can fix them. All in favor of that? It's carried. Thanks.
Yeah, we can pay. 15? I thought
I want to say 16.
16. Yeah.
The pavilion is in Port Franks at 87,000. Is that project?
We're gonna speak to that today if you want to share for yes.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Councillor Russell.
I will.
Okay. Good.
It's just because she's away. Okay.
We all
I think
represent all
I
areas.
really.
I said we all represent all areas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Yeah.
all I'd like to see is on that one is just making a staff report to outline what the $87,000 pavilion is. Because if this started out as an optimist project, this has been on the books for what, 7 years now?
Been a long
Janet, 8 years? Okay, 4 officially on our plan, but anyway, I guess, over the last 6 weeks I've talked to, I don't know how many optimist members about it, and I seem to be getting a lot of mixed messages about what that pavilion actually is and what the purpose is. Just thought, because if, Lori, we don't want to talk to the issue in terms of that, I just to bring us all up to date. I mean, it never came in front of us since I've
Is
been
it a
here.
sports pavilion or a band pavilion?
No, it's like this one, isn't it?
A skating
That's
pavilion?
that's not a
Is
pavilion.
it-
4 different versions.
I guess I thought it was a picnic pavilion.
See?
We need to know what the pavilion is, whether it's a picnic pavilion, whether it's a,
Sports pavilion.
yeah, so, okay, so we'll get a report on that back, And I guess the other thing that we need to ask for is there a commitment from the optimist, or do we have a partner in this?
Yes.
And to how much?
Yeah, we have shown the $10,000 offset that I have a letter for saying they've committed to, so that's all they have at this time.
Councilor Cook?
If I could just throw a red herring into it now, since I can speak on behalf of Janet. Confirm that the Dakota Lions have just bought the brownfield in there.
Oh,
So we'll be owning that property, so I would assume that somewhere down the road, that could come back to council, requesting, we want to partner obviously with whatever we can do on that property. And, building whatever we're doing on that property also, so that.
Do you want to move this 87,000 to our corner?
Nope,
No.
not at all. I'm sure that will come up in our next budget.
Yeah, then that'd be,
What did you tell her?
No.
not in the chair. I would just say that it has been our pattern in recent months to work with projects that have a 50-50 partnership. And I think that we would have to have that type of commitment on this before we go ahead. I'm not commit, I know it was I understand it was a $20,000 project at one point, and it has evolved into something quite grandiose. And if they're willing to make, the 50% on that, then we can start talking. But until that time, I think it's got to maybe be reduced down. I mean, if this is truly a year that we're dealing with a fiscal cliff, we can't spend a whole percentage, basically, a whole percentage on a pavilion when we may have some other serious financial issues to deal with. So that's all I'm saying. We need to keep that in perspective.
We're gonna get a report
We'll
on
get
it.
a report.
Find out what it is.
It's there, it doesn't need to be spent. It's not a decided matter because it's in the budget. $8,000 fitness equipment, that's, I'm assuming just updating and keeping things in our facility, that's our equipment. Grand Bend Youth Center, accessibility doors, again, dealing with accessibility. Generator in Thetford. Forest Library, facility upgrades.
yeah, that's just the windows?
No, it's a carryover from
That's-
24.
The Forest Library
Yeah.
is carpet.
Oh,
We already have all the windows,
oh,
and we'll pay for the installation for it.
thank you.
They
The ladies are happy, by the way, they can turn up the thermostat and get hot now.
Sorry, we had a couple of conversations. I tried to deal with that one meeting without a gavel, you think? All of 2013 without a gavel so far. Councilor Russell?
On page 17, Mr. Mayor, the generator,
Yes.
now is that the one that is, Jeff?
So it is just funded $10,000, however, to carry over from the 2012 budget. Stuff has been ordered and is it here?
No, it takes time, they're custom built, so
That's a thick.
But here.
That means that if the hydro goes out when we're in council meeting.
We're always in the dark anyway, according to some sort.
Okay. 18, I guess, Grand Bend Harbor, I've looked at the roof on that building and there's a section that's gonna be, that could be maintenance steel.
it could be a maintenance deal at this point in time, we know that is a job that needs to be done. Unfortunately, based on our agreement with CFO, it's our cost, but we've been trying to convince them that they should also fund for us, but we haven't been successful.
Okay. Councilor Russell?
Yeah, in light of what we had with our reports in the last 2 years about the Grand Bend Harbor and the fact that the longer term needs, Mr. Mayor, I noticed there wasn't anything in there that said, like, for example, we're not talking about this, emergency or a plan or something. We talked about that strategic planning 2 years ago. You remember that?
Yeah.
Because we just heard about, you asked for a plan for sidewalks, and he said $10,000 off the top of his head.
To do the plan.
Yeah, so, I'm just saying, there's nothing in, I mean, this is all the stuff, right, but somewhere along the line, somebody has to describe that new future, and I think it's, maybe
It has to be
Council developed
developed.
to talk to this guy.
If I may, there was, in 2009,